Hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out PEPE Coin's price chart, and what we talked about in the previous update unfortunately to the T is right now playing out, and in like at least very short term I'm not necessarily seeing optimistic signs. Why? You see, if you remember the last time that we were on this chart, we were specifically right in here, and the idea was that maybe we are going to have another move down, but then maybe a bounce back. However, right around the highs, please be careful, because this may end up being just a correction structure, and what's next? Probably another move down, and well, we are getting that right now. Why is this not necessarily an optimistic? So first things first, let's count some waves, and in my view there's like a good chance we are having in here an ABC in form of a flat, or if you want to say that this retrace is not good enough for our B leg to be overall a flat structure, you know what, that's fair. Let's say this is ABC up, correction down, and then excuse me, another ABC on the upside. So essentially you are having a WXY in form of maybe a flat and a zigzag, or maybe a double zigzag, doesn't really matter. The point that I'm trying to make is this: there's like a very good chance in PEPE coin this is a corrective movement on the upside and not an impulse, meaning what? Our move down is probably going to continue. Now, what is happening in this specific phase now? Let's summon more. Okay, you see, in my opinion, we are most likely having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 on the downside, and believe it or not, soon, maybe like after having something like this, I believe we are going to have a bounce. However, that bounce most likely is not really going to be like a very good sign suggesting the bottom is set. No, maybe this is going to be a correction structure, meaning what? This is 5 wave down, correction up. Well, you are having a bearish setup, suggesting we're going to have at least another move down, and I'm thinking about overall having in the short term an ABC zigzag, which subways for it are going to be like this: 5 down into a correction 4 wave B, let's say an ABC, doesn't really matter, and then another impulse down into C, and well, okay, I think on a higher degree from the highs to about the lows, this is A, this is B, and what's next? Another move down into our C leg, and pay attention, even in here you are most likely having another ABC in form of a zigzag. Let's delete the subwave so you can see the pattern a bit better, and this thing suggests that on a higher degree this is a WXY in form of a double zigzag, which one very important characteristic of it is being quite a deep move on the downside. That's why I'm here to tell you, look, in PEPE, we should probably have, let's say, at least like another 10% move down in order to reach to about possibly these levels down here around, let's say, 9723. So for like very short term, maybe you should count on like a 10% move on the downside. And here is my final reason to believe a relatively pullback most likely is coming. And let's just take this one. Okay, you see, whenever you're having a strong move down followed by a pullback, then okay, if this is going to be a slow and choppy move on the upside, you should say, well, what's next? Probably another move down. Now, if you want to know what can be a likely target for this phase down, you need to pay attention to Fibonacci's and see how deep of a pullback do we have in here. If this is going to be a shallow pullback, it means bears are in this phase quite strong, and in the next move down, well, you should probably expect some strong moves. Now, if I just go on the live chart, okay, let's just use Fibonacci's to make our point. Go. As you can see, in this phase up, we only retrace to about the 50% level, meaning what? This is definitely not a deep pullback, meaning what? Probably the next move down is going to be quite big. So for now, let's continue our move down to about these levels, and then when we get there, we are going to make new updates and see what might be next. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in PEPE Coin's chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.